Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're having to have to do a part 2 of, my football incidents. So that's what we're gonna call it, because it was supposed to be about things that happened at daycare. But I'm realizing that it's not a lot. So this is gonna be a series. But so basically, like, y'all remember Cassie, if y'all watched my last video. Me and Cassie were good friends. We both new to the school, just catching up. Now let's keep going. So I kind of left Cassie behind because I came 2 days earlier than him. But we were still really good friends, and everyone thought I liked Cassie, which I do not, and I already explained that. But yeah, and you're just really close friends. And everyone tried to make it awkward. I demand a refund. But yeah, and so me and Cassie, and we're calling him Cassie because you're gonna figure out why. Oh yeah, so I remember the first time we actually, you could say met, was when we had to go take this, state test. And they did a couple days before we came, so, we had to go and take that, and it got into our lunchtime, so I was, starting for the rest of my day. So as soon as I got off the bus, I came cartwheeling home through the streets. Well, not really cartwheeling, but and I said, I want some food, so I ran to the pantry and ate up a storm. That's not true. I literally, so basically my parents packed me lunch, and sometimes, we only had, I remember that day, no what? Move on. Sorry for my stutter, but, that particular day, we had a 12-minute lunch, so I didn't really get to eat it. So as soon as I got off the bus, I started walking, unzipped my lunch bag, got it out of my book bag, unzipped it, and took out the, what would they call it? Those fruit gummies thingies. Tell me what they're called in the comments, guys. Also, if you haven't read this already, Q&A, ask me anything in the comments, and I will answer them. But sometimes my brother likes to take my phone and be annoying, so I may not answer some of your questions, but I'll make sure next day I answer them. I'm probably going to be able to, until 9 o'clock, because I have, stuff planned. But anyways, let's move on. Where was I? Let's see. Oh yeah, the test. So yeah, the first time we had to do math was during this test, and we were we had to walk to this classroom where neither of us knew where it was, and I was supposed to know, I guess, because sorry about that. Oh God, please, if you hear any background noises, I'm so sorry. My brother likes to interrupt me while I'm doing stuff like this. But yes, so we were walking through the halls, and random teachers and students would be looking at us, and I'd be okay, I don't think we're going the right way. So it was near the front office, and I think he was car rider. So he came out the back, but I came out the front. But I'm pretty sure that day I had to be drove into the school because they didn't have my address. And so neither of us knew where the front office was. So we walking through the halls, and then we find this gigantic, part of the building. And we're oh, it's probably here. And it was. And I'm glad. And so basically after that, when we went in, they were we're supposed to be taking a test for new students, and the teachers are like, oh, it's another room. It's down the hall, and I'm like, I felt like I just ran a mile because both of us started running towards that building immediately. As soon as we saw it. So now I'm having to walk all the way down a freaking hall. It's probably like 15 miles. I'm like, I'm done. We're both walking as slow as ever. Probably like taking a lot of time from the test, so I'm making. I don't really care. Be tired, don't be tired. It's not me. But yeah, and we talked. When we got there, and we introduced ourselves and stuff, and all that. And I'm pretty sure there were supposed to be some teachers, like 2 of them, walking with us to the classroom, so we wouldn't get lost. But no, that did not happen. But yeah, and I remember like one of them saying before that, one of them saying like, oh yeah, where are you guys from? And he was from Florida, and I can't really, but I said I was, and I was born, and then it's weird. So I was born in Scotland. Well, not born in Scotland. What the frick am I saying? Okay, so I was born in, what's it called? Sandy Springs. There we go. There's American honey. I'm pretty sure I was raised in Utah because my little brother was born there. And then 5 years later, we moved back to... I'm pretty sure we moved into Dallas. And I'm not telling you exactly which one because I'm not sure either. But, and so, so me and Cassie, introduced each other, got to know each other. And there was this guy, and we're going to call him... Let's see, what should we call? Oh, Gatorade bottle, because he used to squirt me with that, and it get on my nerves, and I literally crash out so much inside my brain, and I just stare at him blank and be like, no. But yeah, and so yeah, yeah. And later on, we're going to tell you that later. This is a really long story, so, get all comfy, get your snacks, lay down in bed or on the couch, whatever you feel comfortable doing, because this is going to be long, long, long. So, yeah, so we, took the test, and there were no teachers in that classroom while we were doing it, and I was surprised. And... after 10 questions, I was like, how many are there? I'm just sitting here, already drained, banging my head on the desk, like, help me. And there was 103 questions. I was literally out. No. I was like, bro, why? And then guess what? We had physical education for special, so more work for me, huh? But yeah, just stub my toe. This is what you get for walking around class in a circle. Okay, but yeah, and so basically, after me and Cassie took that test, we had 1 good minute of lunch. Yes, 1 good minute. I still had my Oreos and the fruit gummy and stuff packed. That was let me tell you, I did not trust any school lunches because of my past experience, which will be explained in another video. Make sure to subscribe so you can get that notification when it comes out. So yeah, and me and Casti, best of the besties. You know, we're outside and we're playing, and let's see, what's he called? Oh yeah, Gatorade bottle walks up to us and he's like, "You guys want to play football?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down." And the other one's like, and Cassie's like, "Yeah, sure, I'm in." And we're all playing, and you know, we're having a good time. And let me remind you, if you watched my last video, I have a past experience. You know, if you know what I mean. You know. So I remember like a couple weeks prior, I had like, we were playing, and so I had the ball, I was going down the other side, was running on my side, like, I actually took that so serious, I thought I was gonna fall. They betrayed me for some guy named, we're gonna call him Cheeto Dust, don't ask why, and I'm like, I'm huffing and puffing. I'm like, God, thank you, God. I survived. And then, I go back to the Cheeto Dust. And didn't I say, no, that was in the other video. Never mind. But yeah, he's like, dang. I thought you were going to fall. And I was like, yeah, so did I, bud. So did I. So they're like begging me to be on the team, and I'm like, nope, yeah, you're missing out. But then they're like, forget it, and I'm like, excuse me. So I get my friend, what are we gonna call it? Freckles, yes, Freckles. And I asked her if she could play, and she only played like for 5 seconds, not knowing what to do. So I was like, no, like, you're good. Which I actually, you know, in the school that I switched to when I went back with my mom, we played football again. And I asked my friend Mithu to play with me, and I actually did not get to do a thing. And I thought, oh my God, it's my time to shine. I have done this my whole life. Watched my grandfather watch it on the TV nonstop. Broken bones. I am ready for this. And I just stood in the middle because they told me I was what was it called? Safety? I don't know. And I'm like, what the frick is that? I asked that question like multiple times, and Zachary the Big Back Rat. And yes, I am calling him Zachary the Big Back Rat because he is a Zachary the Big Back rat. When it like he wouldn't tell me, so I'm just standing there. I'm like, the frick am I supposed to do? Please tell me what that means if y'all know. Because I really am lost. I'm lost, and you know, I'm not that. Like I said in my last video, I did not know what the heck football was, and I still didn't. And I was like, I don't know how old I was. First of all, you know, and I was probably 7 or 8. You know, so don't judge me. But so yeah, and we are all playing football, and this is just me, Casti, and Gatorade bottle, and we're all running around playing football. My teacher, he joined in like a couple times, throwing the ball back and forth, and you know, it was pretty cool. And all of a sudden, I was zoned out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break, and then I hear screaming, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I turn around very slowly, look to my side, and see Casti lying on his side. And I'm like, Casti, what the frick did you do? So he gets into the nurse, and I'm just worried because that is my bestie. Like, you know. Ow! But yeah, and that was my bestie. So basically, what happened was, he went to the nurse, and me and Jacob were just sitting there because it didn't feel the same, without Cassie. We didn't really know each other that well. So we actually got to, because the past couple days he did not come to school, and I will tell you why. But yeah, so me, Cassie, and water bottle, Gatorade water bottle, cannot leave that out, all sat at the same table. So after Cassie didn't come to school, me and Gatorade water bottle got to actually have like a little chat. So, it was like a good 2 days he didn't come to school. So we actually got to play football without being, all this and that. So what happened was, background noises, don't mind them. Anyways, what happened was, I really want to know. What? Anyways, like I said, what was that saying? Okay, so, Cassie comes back with a Cassie on his arm. That's why I called it that. There were multiple nicknames I could have said, but Cassie was the outshine. No, let's move on. Anyway, so Cassie comes back with a little cast on his arm, and I'm like, yeah, cool. I've always wanted to break it down. And my bones are indestructible, and they make me mad. I don't know why I did. And that's all I gotta say about that. But I'm asking him what happened, and he said, I'm asking him what happened because I was the only one not looking at that time. Somehow. Like, Kinsley, come on. Why aren't you playing with Mr. Dinosaur? But yeah, anyway, so Cassie, tells me that, so they're playing football. Basically he was running, and he did the little, I am the unspeakable, because guess what? He was trying to do that little thingy. I didn't even do that on purpose, but I had to act like it was because everyone was like, the frick? So he runs on his side, flips over on his arm, falls first time you have both hands on your hips and you tilt over, he falls, loses his balance, has his arm still in that same position, and boom, crack. And it's all done. And I turn around to hear screaming, and I'm like, okay. But yeah. And the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure, I don't think it was the same school. I don't know if I was the same school, but I'm pretty sure we switched. Because we always play sports at recess, so we actually changed to soccer, because how the frick is he gonna hold a football with a broken arm, huh? But yeah, so we switched to soccer, and I'm not a big fan of it, because I'm pretty sure when I was playing soccer once, I think that happened with Zachary the Rat. Hold up, when did that happen? No, that did not happen to Zachary the Rat. I don't know when that happened, but I'm pretty sure when I was playing soccer once, I twisted my ankle, and yeah, it's a lot of injuries, but you know. And I was goalie, and I was not mad about that because I hate soccer. I hate it. Never will I ever play soccer. No. And so yeah, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Okay, I remember I actually broke my thumb. I think I was playing either football or soccer, and I fell. And I tried to put my hands in front of me so I could fall, but I had I did it too slow. So my finger, it was just my thumb, and I fell on top of it, and it cracked, and I broke it. And I remember that, and I was like, I don't know how old. I don't know why I always get hurt with sports. See, the only sport I haven't got hurt in is softball. So, let's hope for the best. Imagine. See, they're on field day, I guess, in my school. We're going to call him, what do we call him? We're gonna call him Boss Baby. A shorter version of Boss Baby. Yeah. So we were playing that, and he slipped on the one of the base thingy, and I think he hurt his knee, and and that could have been me. So okay. Anyways, where was I? Soccer, right? Yeah, and I was okay with being the goalie. And I'm pretty sure when he was telling me what happened, he had also told me about this other time that when he was in a pool and he hit his arm and then couldn't move, so he sunk to the bottom, just sitting there, and some other guy in the pool just stared at him. And then his dad just jumped in and pulled him out, and he was paralyzed for 30 seconds. And I was like, oh, God. Poor arm. Oh, God. But, yeah, and I'm pretty sure that is all all the time I have for today, guys. I will update you soon. Bye.